All progress comes through the work of the mind. But in a few paces of history, we've grown to be very dependent on this little wonder, the chip. Just imagine you had a car with a top speed of 100,000 miles per hour, which would last for 10,000 years, do 1,000 miles to the gallon, and cost you $10. Take it one step further and reduce it to this size, and you'll be somewhere near the very recent development in the field of semiconductors and computers. Even though many people resent its influence on everyday life, just watch how it's taken for granted. Although few people know how they work. I think this is a pity, as I spend most of my time on electronics and computers. This microcomputer unit, for instance, I built myself, and the thinking center of this small microprocessor is programmed like all other computers to understand their universal language of two basic words, on and off. If you learn this simple vocabulary, the computer can be told, or rather programmed, to do things by long combinations of ons and offs. When the program is worked out, it can be stored on a cassette tape like this one I designed for teaching myself the Morse code. On its own, it can't think or do anything really, but music, it loves.
In Sweden, this is what happens on a very important occasion in life, graduation day. I think it is making too much fuss, so why don't you look for me where I feel more at ease? In one way, nature is just beautiful. But then you have to realize what a fantastic system of mechanisms it is. Every plant is both a work of art and a chemical factory. Hey, what's that? Although I spend all my summer holidays here on the island of Öland, I still come across flowers and herbs that I haven't seen before. And I always carry my camera. Strolling around, staring at everything that grows. Here's something strange. Here's an orchid, called the fly orchid because the flower resembles the shape of a fly. But something's happened to the shape of it. It should be split in three here at the bottom, but is only divided into two. When it gets too windy on the moors of Öland, I get down to something which really interests me a lot, seeds. I have a collection of seeds from all over the world, and I have to look up each kind in various dictionaries to be sure of how to label them properly. When they're tucked away nicely in their little boxes, I go on to plant one of each. There isn't any comprehensive material on the initial growth of a seed, and I have started to try to cover as much of this vast area as I can myself. Once they're in the soil, you can only wait. Then suddenly, now I make exact notes of the duration of the various stages with each separate species that I test. Then I add drawings of the different stages of growth, from the planting of the seed to the appearance of the heart leaves with which it can start taking up carbon dioxide.